Mm. Oh, this is exciting. This is my first time doing a joint YouTube live because I've done them on Instagram, but not here. All right, so let us take a deep breath in, just into the belly, into the chest, into the nose. Exhaling out, letting it go. So, whenever you're watching this may be in the middle of the day, this may be at the end of your day, this may be first thing in the morning. Just letting go anything that is not of right now, being fully here, setting the intention for this time together of just connecting, clearing, taking this time for you because you so absolutely deserve this. And this is one of those things that, we feel like life is just, there's always something to do and there's always somewhere to go and somebody always needs your attention. And just, can you just allow yourself to take this time for you?
Hello and welcome. I just love that introduction. Just welcome and be here with us in this moment. It's just beautiful to have you here with us. And you might be asking, who are you? What are you teaching?
It's like, why are you
And
talking?
why are you talking? What is this all about? Well, this is a beautiful experience here for you and for us to be here together and to tune in into your inner wisdom, and connecting on a deeper level and understanding what's happening and why you are stuck in the doing and not really being here with us. So, Anna.
I actually love that. I actually absolutely love that. I'm really bringing that to awareness because that's the thing with meditation as well. It's kind of like you're meditating and then your mind takes you off, and people say,
Mhm.
I just can't meditate. Like, I just suck at it. But the power of meditation is not how long you can stay seated and quiet and no thought. It's
Mhm.
actually about how fast can you come back. It's bringing awareness. So I love that you just brought that up. It's like noticing when you're not here, noticing
Mhm.
when you're judging, noticing when you're thinking, oh, this doesn't work, or this, or oh, I have this thing to do. Just noticing your mind doing that and just coming right back, bringing it back here. So I absolutely
Mhm.
love that you brought that up. Yeah. So let us begin by just introducing ourselves and why, we are the one talking about this, why we decided to create this workshop, why we decided to bring this free to you. So, yeah, Anna Judita, and we are both transformation coaches. We are both energetic workers. We work with people, coaching them through their transitions, their transformations, helping them connect deeper with themselves. So, Judita, how about you share just briefly about your story and, what was your before and after and what brought you to teaching this, just so that people can have some background?
Yeah, so how we were talking before this workshop started, how did I actually feel 2 years ago before I
Mhm.
even start? Well, my healing journey started 5 years ago, but I felt like 3 years ago, no, 2 years ago, and this 3 years like journey, I was feeling really, really stuck and overwhelmed and really tired and not really knowing what to do, what to choose. There were so many tools, and I was just like trying them all and couldn't understand what I should do. And I basically was like, oh my God, if I'm not meditating like 20, 30 minutes, it's not worth it. I shouldn't be doing it at all. So I was really overwhelmed and tired. I still like was going through some physical pain in my life, and that was basically me on my on my healing journey. And even before my healing journey started, I was just stuck in a doing. I wasn't living my life. I was just doing my life. And what I want for you to experience in this workshop is that you can be you don't have to be
Mhm.
scared of being. You don't have to be only
Mhm.
stuck in the doing, because as I share with Anna, I'm now more happy. I'm now more joyful. Now more like feeling more energetic. I feel more connected to my body. That's where I am now. but I definitely didn't feel those things before even starting with my work and with my healing journey. What
And
about
I
you,
just have a
Anna?
question. I feel like it would resonate.
Mm,
That it's like you thought you were doing pretty well, right? Like back then, you're like, oh yeah, well everybody goes through that, or like, I mean,
yeah,
everybody struggles, like surely. And it's quite a powerful place when you are here and you're there, like, wow, I didn't know that it's possible to feel that way. Is that
yeah,
is that right?
yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
God, that
that's been also
actually,
about my journey. Yeah, it's like I'm doing pretty well. My life's really good, especially compared to other people. Like it's doing
yeah,
really well, and now
yes.
realizing like, oh my God, I was so miserable and I was so burnt out. And yeah,
Yes. And oh my God, thank you so much, Anna, for bringing this up because you just reminded me that I was my thinking was, well, if I'm not like, like dying, or if I have a food, or
it's like the
if
bar is
I
really low. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, I was
Yeah.
always comparing myself to others, of actually
Mm,
thinking, but others are feeling worse than me.
mm,
Why
mm.
should I complain? That was just me. Why should I complain?
Yeah.
Why do I need to change anything? And I was unvalidating my own feelings and emotions, like they don't exist, that it's not important, that I am not important.
Yeah.
And when you were just sharing this, I just felt like a flashback of like my old self, and I was like, no, 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 she can
It's
stay
like
there.
don't settle
I
for
love
that.
her.
It's like
I
I
fully
thought,
accept
yeah.
her. Yes, love
Yeah.
her. But where I am now, how I feel, is pretty magical, and I wouldn't change it for anything. What about you,
Yeah.
Anna? What was your journey like? When you were
Well,
like,
I mean, a lot of what you said, yeah, I just want to share briefly that it was
mm,
exactly that. And so many people go into, well, if I'm not struggling, that was me. Like my life seemed picture perfect. So it's like, what, I mean, again, it's like, okay, well, everybody has difficult times and everybody struggles. And, like I feel like that
yeah,
was the norm. Like nobody's life is perfect. And, but then there was this lack of fulfillment. So even though I had like all these boxes checked off, I was like, there's still something that's just off. And like, what the hell? And what is happening? And going deeper, when you actually open up to that vulnerability, it was like, wait a second, this isn't okay. Right. And some things that around, like, for example, in my childhood, like after when going into the inner work journey, and some things that are like, oh, okay, well, nobody's childhood is perfect. And actually going into is like, wait, what isn't okay? And those things aren't okay. And really um, feeling available enough to open up and be honest. I actually just addressed that today in my YouTube live, where it's like speaking your fears and speaking what's not okay, and just the power of that. So I feel like, that's a big transition as well, just being able to do that. And I know that right now, whenever something's off, I like speaking like, this is off. This is not okay. Like the tolerance for those things that um seemed like okay back at the time, like right now, if something's off in my body, if something's energetically off, I feel it right away. And I love that ability to do that, because that really allows you to well, I mean, master your life, really. When you're a master of your frequency, you feel when something's off, you feel that the conversation doesn't resonate, and you don't tolerate those situations, because you're like, why would I do this to myself? And I understand that, I am my greatest asset, and I'm of greater service to everyone around if I put myself first. So going from, tolerating to now this, and really embodying what I came here to live, right? Like living my purpose. Like soulful living is really what I can call it. So that is really the shift, and this is why I'm putting so much love and effort into this workshop and into this work that we're doing together, because um it is possible. Like people don't have to be in that stuck or overwhelm or burnout. And also I love that you talked about, spiritual, like inner work burnout, because you're like, okay, I'm going to heal and this is going to feel amazing. Why does this feel so complicated? Why does it feel like there's all these techniques and approaches and I feel worse? And it's like, and then people are going to tell you, it's okay. It's supposed to get worse before it gets better. They're like, at which point does it get better? um,
mm,
yeah.
mm,
So it's like
mm,
that, it's possible to go from stuck to radiant in the 3 steps that we're sharing today. And this is why I'm so excited
mm.
to be here and share this. And Yeah. So let's go to the first step because I'm excited.
I'm
I
so
wanna
sorry.
jump right to it. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Anna. Before you go into the first step, I just want to like say that you are so radiant. I just can't take my eyes off you. Like,
Ah,
during our
thank you.
work, we were working together. I
Like it's a
also see,
candlelight.
yeah, no, it's like the transformation we've been like through
Yeah.
to, together by doing this work. And when I see you, I just like it's yeah, I see the radiance
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. And
Thank you.
yeah.
And I'm actually
Mm,
trying to think how long we've known each other because we witnessed like a big part of each other's journeys as
mm,
well. And like the
mm,
before and after, it's quite,
mm.
yeah, there's always that growth happening. So it is pretty incredible to witness that. Yeah.
And I want to
Uh,
say we never met in real life, but we
no,
are
but
like
soon.
so.
Yes.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. No, and that's the power
Mm,
as well. That's another thing of just why it's so, oh, a lot of people when they go on the personal growth and development journey on their spirituality path and they're like, nobody gets me. And it's just that
mm,
transition stage where you have your old way of being and you have your old friends and old groups and the family and like those dynamics that you're used to. And it's so difficult to pull away from that. And that's
mm,
actually part of what keeps you stuck a lot of the times because it's like that old, the familiar. It's like, okay, this is my tribe, not understanding that you're transitioning to another tribe. And then once you come into that, like this right here, you have people all over the world that you're just, they're like that soul family just sees you and they feel you. And that connection happens. So that really has been a big transformation for me. I know for me on my vision board, I'm like, I wanted to have that soul family. I wanted that tribe. And I really have that just in so many ways right now. And I'm really grateful. So that's also part of the work that you feel like lonely. It's like, oh, but no, I don't have that. And then it's like, actually, it's
mm,
everywhere. And that's the
mm,
transformation that I want to emphasize. Really, part of that radiance connection, the end result that we're going for today. It's like you start really seeing that which you thought was lacking. You start seeing it everywhere because it has always been there. It's just your filter was on like, no, it doesn't exist, but it's always there. Yeah.
And I so remember. Thank you so much for sharing that because I so remember I can do it all on my own. That
Oh
was
God,
my
yes.
all way. I can do. I am a
Yeah.
lonely wolf. I can do it
Mm,
all on my own. And I just want to so like say this. No, you don't have to do this all alone. And actually, I believe it's not possible to do it alone. We
mm,
didn't come here to do things alone.
no.
We really came here to do it together. So sorry, I didn't want
I no, I
to.
love that. That's a really important one. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so first step. What is the first step? What is the first
The first
step to going
step.
from stuck to
Ooh.
radiant?
Yeah, it's the presence. It's the
Mm.
presence. So first step, to be present. And you might be thinking, wow, what is presence? Well,
It's like
presence
that's
is
such a big word. Yeah.
yeah, the presence is right now here with us, just being here. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I am just here with you. My mind wants to go into the past. My mind wants to go into the future, but I'm here right now with you. And just notice that your mind always does that. Every time you are not present, you are in your past or you are in the future. And to be here right now without thinking what you have to say or what you have to do is possible, and it's possible to feel more and more present in your day-to-day life and more connected. And me and Anna, before this workshop, we were just sharing how after this whole time we were practicing and like all the tools and everything from our course actually, how we are able to notice what's happening with us when we are not present, how
Mm.
we are able to notice these subtle shifts in our life and the moments. And it gets better and better with the practice. And I just really want to say that you can be here right now and it's enough. Mm.
Beautiful. I want to add to because I'm just as you were talking, I was feeling some either people who are here now or watching the replay. That can be a
Mm.
really scary place to be. I know that both for myself, I've experienced this and I've had sessions with some incredible teachers. And even during those sessions, my ego was just viciously attacking. Like, what's the point of it? and basically criticizing all of their teachings, because it's the present moments. It's such a scary place to be, right? Because as Judita said, and actually I invite you to practice this, whether you're here live or watching the replay. Move your gaze around the room where you're sitting, but not just, okay, next. Actually allow yourself to rest your gaze on a particular object and notice it and feel what's coming up at the moment. And then gently move to another one, but just actually allow yourself some time to examine, be there with a right there. See, this is presence, and this is why it's scary. Objects, being there present with the objects. The mind wants control. So it can be very scary to go into, what if I don't have control? What if I don't know what I'm going to say? What if I lose my words? What if I say something I shouldn't? What if I'm too authentic? What if what comes up in the present moment is something that I'm going to regret? And that is a scary place to be for the mind, especially for the one that feels very distrusting of the world, distrusting of life. So the first step itself, like, what does it mean to be fully present? It means fully trusting life. It means fully being here. And that it can be a really scary place for the mind. And I acknowledge that. I acknowledge your effort for doing that. And I invite you to acknowledge the part of you that's afraid of that. Because the ego is so afraid to be in the present moment, because it can't be in the present moment. It has no control. So it takes you to the past, stories of the past, to remember that thing that happened. Let's make sure that doesn't happen again in the future. And it's going there from the past to the future. And it wants to just run through the right now. But as Judita said, your point of power is right now. And as scary as it can be to be in the present moment, because you have no control. If you're fully present with another person, what if you say something that they may judge? Or what if you say something that they may reject? What if your authenticity is enough? And there again, just that moment itself is perfect, but your ego will step in and start judging it and say, oh, well, this reminds me of that past event, or what if this happens? Can you be courageous enough to be present? And because presence takes courage, surrendering to the present moment takes courage. So again, just I want to invite you to just be there with the screen, noticing where your mind is thinking, just labeling it thinking and bring it back. Or judging. Feeling the weight of your body. The body is your anchor in the present moment. Which moves us to step number 2. Judita, do you want to tell us what step number 2 is? While maintaining this state.
Yes, the step number 2 is soul connection. Soul connection. And we will guide you through this soul connection. So, wherever you are now, I just want you to invite you to close your eyes or leave them open and gazing on whatever you are gazing. That's totally fine. And just connecting to your breath, noticing what your breath is doing.
And with the gaze, making sure that you are focusing on one point. Even if it's difficult, just try your best to be there on one point. And now Judita and I will both create a space, an energetic field, an energetic space for all those here present, for all those watching the replay, as we guide you through this experience, which is only present, available to you in the present moment. It requires your undivided presence. It requires your surrender. So making sure you are in a closed and uninterrupted space, or if that, you are welcome to come back to this recording if that is not possible. Or simply being here, centering, feeling the weight of your body on that which you are sitting on. Coming into right now. Focusing on the energy of your heart.
being here with us right now. And there are thoughts maybe coming in, and that's fine. So just notice whatever is coming in and gently bring yourself back to my voice or to the to your body, to your breath, or to whatever you are gazing at. Just landing here right now in this moment, knowing that you're supposed to be here. You came for this.
Taking a deep breath in.
Thank you.
And yeah, we're feeling the same thing. You're also gonna say to breathe. Acknowledging the perfection of this moment. And if you tune in deeply enough, and it's okay if you're not there, if you don't feel it fully, you will feel your body, the pulsation. Feeling, just bring this to awareness, not pressuring your mind to feel anything. Bring to awareness the miracle of your body, the blood circulating, the organs functioning, your hair and nails growing, the perfection of right now.
And knowing that the same energy which actually makes your nails like growing and your hair growing and your skin um, growing is every present, always here with you. And it's the ancient energy, it's the ancient connection which was always here and is always here.
Acknowledge.
Noticing
Go ahead.
noticing any sensations which are happening around your body. And you can even focus on the sensation and just breathing into the sensation. That's okay too.
And bringing some intention into this practice.
Mm.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to live. I'm eager to experience this day. I'm eager to experience the fullness of this moment. I feel supported. I feel connected. I feel free. I feel here. I feel powerful. I feel limitless. And feeling the frequency of these words through your body, through your energetic field.
And again, if you notice that you are thinking, just gently bring yourself back here. Feel your body on this chair, just being here with us right now.
Yeah, and I'm actually feeling some people either now or watching the replay, and if the mind is wondering, just loving that, my mind needs to think right now. My mind is so excited about all the things that happened today or that are going to happen. And just bring that to awareness and then coming back into the present moment. So we're not rejecting the thoughts, we love them and we come back here. Both are possible simultaneously.
And what is coming up for me is you can even gently place one hand on your heart if you feel like it, or both hands, it's up to you.
As you're feeling that connection with your body, and this is proven by neuroscience that your brain has a different reaction when you're creating that body connection, even with yourself. What is my soul calling me to? What is my soul calling me to? And it can be something small, it can be something seemingly insignificant, but allowing that, welcoming that in. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling out. And again, in and exhaling out. Allowing yourself to feel the fullness of this experience. And slowly coming back, you're welcome to rotate your head, roll out your shoulders, wiggle your fingers and toes. Slowly coming here, and you're welcome to write down what came up for you. Or even now, maybe if there was nothing at all, either setting the intention or right now, as your mind is coming back, what is my soul calling me to do? And feeling the difference between when it's the mind speaking and when it's your soul, that your whole body is like, yes, even though it may seem so illogical and irrational to the mind. It's like, this doesn't make sense. Why would I would do that? It just feels like a yes. It's not the practical thing, it's the emotional, intuitive thing. Can you allow that?
And if you are watching the recording or you are here with us, I would love to know from 1 to 10, to 1 being not present at all, to 10 being very present. Where are you on that scale between 1 to 10? Let us know down below. We would love to know.
Yeah, I would actually be really curious to know how many people were able to tune into that. And feeling the sensations, because like when you're actually really present is something that I do with my one-on-one clients, the one pointed focus, and we actually just begin with one finger. But when you're so present with and just looking at all the wrinkles in the nail, and you actually begin to feel the pulsation in the finger. And that's what I was kind of tuning into in the whole body. When you're so present, you can feel those vibrations. And I mean, you and I both did the Vipassana meditation, which is 10 days of just being so aware of every single thing. Like you can feel your cells multiplying of just that's how present you are. So were you able to be present enough to feel the subtleties in your body? I'd be really curious to hear about that in the comments. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. So, in the space that was created, and you're still maintaining this field, you're maintaining this awareness, because that's the thing with this. A lot of people, they go on retreats, they, let's say, meditate, and then they come out of their 10-minute meditation and their day is just roar and being stressed out and just forgetting all of that practice. It's like that practice is very separate from their day-to-day life. Same with retreats or those experiences. Like they're great and I feel amazing. Or it's like just you go on vacation, right? It's like, okay, I'm energized and this is my life feels good now, until you're back to reality.
Yeah, back to reality. I love that when somebody says that, back to
Yeah,
reality.
it's like, okay, come back to life now because this isn't real. And what if it could be real? What if you could incorporate this state into your every single day? That state of connection, that state of I just want to ask my soul what it wants, and it can guide me and lead me, and it's just there. Like the questions and the answers arise simultaneously. What if that state was possible? That alignment, that attunement, that peace in your body is available to you every moment. So, the third step that we want to share with you,
Mm.
embodiment. And what actually happens when you're not just separating this experience from your life, but when you're bringing it in, because what it takes is that training that muscle. Judita and I were just speaking before the recording that it's not that when you begin to do the inner work, when you master the inner work, it's not that things don't happen, they do. But the way you move through them is very different. You move through the things with a lot more love and grace. Things don't trigger you because you see the light in them. You see it's what's coming up right now is like if you see a child having like a massive tantrum, right? You're not going to be reacting. You just see the pain of that child rather than, well, they're being a pain in the ass right now, right? So, and this is how we begin to treat life. It's just like it's not there against us. It's something wants to be expressed. Something is calling for our attention. Something within us, and this is a opportunity for growth. Do you have
Mm.
anything to add to that, Edita?
Yeah, I love that. I love that because I remember that those times where I actually wasn't embodying all that,
Mm.
and I just felt really, really lost, and it was like coming back home to myself, to my true self, and it was I'm not gonna lie, it was a hard journey. It was a hard journey, but I would do it again. I would do it again, every second of it. I would do for this, for what I'm feeling right now in my life, how I'm like really happy and joyful, and all my friends and family, they notice the difference, that
Mm.
something's happening with me and that I'm different.
It's
I
like, why are you high on life?
Yeah, and it is
Yeah.
possible. Of course, I still have my downs, but I am able to, as you said, and I'm able to move through it. It doesn't take me a day or a week, to just go through it. It's just much, much more easier for me, and it's digestible, and I'm not really going into back into anxiety or depression and beating myself up that I didn't do this or that, and it's
The
just so
inner critic doesn't have so much power.
no, and
Yeah.
it's so beautiful, and this really brings me back to what we created, this beautiful
Mm.
course. It was just so transformational, not only like it's not transformational for our clients, but for me. It's such a
Mm.
beautiful work, and it
It's like
has,
the energy of it. Yeah.
yeah, the energy of it is just beautiful, and I can't really even explain how beautiful it is. You have to experience
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to. Yeah, and I can speak about it, and I know in my past, I was just sharing in my soul family this post where I was sharing that my life changed 2 years ago when I joined and the membership, and I just went through the program, and my life changed, and I'm so grateful for it because I wouldn't be where I am right now. And
It's
this
the
all,
power of that space. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
and it only
Mm-hmm.
happened in 2 years,
Mm.
and so much magic and so much beautiful things happen in the 2 years. And I just want to say that it doesn't have to take that long for you.
So it doesn't
It
have to be
can be,
2 years. Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
it can be faster, and I wouldn't change this for anything. I just, yeah,
Yeah, actually,
just
before we go into the Q&A, I do want to talk a little bit about the course that we have because we have the early bird price that ends on Friday. And
Mm.
actually, right now, with for those watching or watching the replay for as long as it's available, in the 48 hours from now, we're actually also offering a special gift, which is the VIP offer for free, which is a 30-minute session with both me separately and Judita separately. So you get 2 sessions with us for free if you sign up in the next 48 hours. So that's a really cool offer that you just can take advantage of, because you basically save $300 right there. I do want to talk a little bit about the course, because we just all of what we just went through, we go into the embodiment, really what it's about. The embodiment has to be done on 4 levels, because like I said, a lot of people kind of cover one level and it's like, okay, I've experienced this, it was amazing, it felt great, but how do I bring this into my life? The bringing it into your life has to be done on all 4 levels, and it's that consistency. But here's the thing, a lot of people go into, okay, well, that's hard, that's too much work. It really isn't. It is if you're trying to incorporate all the 4 levels into your life. That seems like a lot of work. But
Sorry, I
yeah, go
want to
ahead.
jump. Sorry, I want to jump into it. Somebody is saying like that's a lot of work. This is 8 weeks like course, 8 weeks course, and what is it gonna cost you if you actually gonna stay where you are now for the next two
Oh,
years?
yes.
That's what I want to ask you.
Oh, that's a scary thought. Just like looking back, because I remember a coach asked me that. I was like, what is it costing you to not do that? And
Hmm.
when I was investing in something, and I remember I'm like, oh yeah, like the amount of money I spent on vacations to make me feel better, right? The amount of money I spent on clothes to try to fill that void, the amount of money that I spent on, I don't know, like all these events to try to prove myself, to get validation. And I was like, that was a shitload of money. I could have just saved all of that if I just invested in like that investment that I made a few years ago. I'm like, if I just had that opportunity earlier, that would have actually saved a lot of money. Yeah,
Yes.
I love
Mhm.
that. That's such an important question. First of all, it's the investment of time and the investment of money. It's like, oh, this is a lot. It's like you're doing a lot, you're wasting a lot more. And what's coming up, it's actually the example, the workout example, when people are like, okay, well, I don't have time to do like 3 push-ups right now. And at the end of the day, it's like, or 10 push-ups. It's like, just do 3. It's like, no, I don't have time for that. And at the end of the day, 0 push-ups. So it's like 0 or at least 3, right? And it's the same thing. We go into, it's like, well, I don't have that money, or I don't have that amount of time right now. It's like, right. And at the end of the year, you're worse off or exactly where you are, and made no progress. So it's like, and spend a lot more money and resources on trying to make yourself feel better. So I love that you brought that up, because that was really a relevant one for me back in the day.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
for me too. Mhm.
Yeah, so you mentioned that. So 8 weeks is the course. There's pre-recorded lessons so that you can go at your own pace, and basically we're giving you a week to cover each level. And then there's the live Q&A. So we are moving at a slow pace. We're always supporting you live. There is basically 2 modules, and then Q&A, and then 2 modules, and again Q&A, so we can support you in the embodiment of it. Several lessons are also divided into levels. So if you're just starting, or if you're intermediate, or if you're advanced, so it's for different categories. And you're welcome to reach out to us on our Instagram. Mine is the spiritual analyst. Judita, what's yours?
Mine is Judita Yachim, all my name
Judita,
together.
yeah, I'm gonna put them in the comments. You're welcome to reach out if you want to know. It's like, is this for me? Is it okay for my level? What will I get? If it's the right fit for
Mhm.
you.
Mm.
Yeah, we have so many bonus practices, guys. It's like we have recordings, we have additional videos, how to.
Oh my God, so many.
No, but there's just so much goodness, and you guys get lifetime access to all of it. So you can redo this course again. It's really good to go onto those levels, like to recap again. Do it every once a year. Yeah, and at the end, what I do want to talk about is we have the shamanic release ceremony, because that's probably my favorite. I love all of it, but that's probably my favorite. Releasing the old you, because that's the trap that I see a lot of people fall into. It's like, I'm gonna embody this new me, and I'm connected to, I have the soul connection, and I'm this new person, and not realizing that there are parts of us that also need to be let go of. that you can't put a new layer of paint over the old one, and it takes releasing. And just like as you would bury a person who died, it's like you're releasing an old part of you, and it's so important to do that release ceremony. So this is
Mm.
what we're going to be doing, enabling you to step into that new confident and connected version of you. So this course is unfortunately only for women, but just yeah, women, like if you want to connect, if you want to feel that confidence, the radiance that is within you, this is definitely for you.
I I just want to say, somebody watching and it's a man, feel free to reach out as well, because we do
Oh,
one-on-one
that's
work.
true. Yeah.
So that's fine too. But what I wanted to say, I know that I already shared that with you, but in our course there was a dream work. One of the modules is a
Mm.
dream work. And I just want to really talk about it because it is really like it is affecting me until this day.
You're like, it transformed my life as we were doing this. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So when we were actually like doing the dream workshop, we went through my like block, which was a patriarchy block, where I had such a big resistance towards the masculine energy and patriarchy. And I remember, well, I shared with you already that I was in such an energy of doing. I was only doing. I wasn't really being. I was just doing. And during the dream work, you actually gave me the tools how to work on the subconscious level with
Mm.
all that, and it totally shifted in me. And I love how you shared with me when you saw me the other day, like on Instagram or online, when you saw that shift, that I was just making my peace with the divine masculine
Mm.
energy, and that I actually can like experience that balance of
Mm.
both feminine and masculine energy. And I was just like on my way of finding the way towards the masculine, and there was still some little blocks to be cleaned. And it's just beautiful work, and I can't just recommend it enough. It's really powerful. So thank you for that. I just wanted to
I'm
share.
glad. I'm glad that it worked. Yeah. So the dream work, the reason we added that module, because it's not one of the 4 levels, but the reason we added that one as a bonus was because your subconscious, there's so many things just available to you that you don't have to go through the crap in your life, that you can just do that shift in your dreams. You create your reality in your dreams. So that is the reason that we added that module. And yeah, it's like I guided Judita through a practice in as we were recording that lesson. And it's all right there. You will be taught how to work with your guidance through the dream work, how to shift those things for yourself. What are those, what is the meaning of the more common things that people see in dreams, and what is your subconscious trying to tell you? Because really that does skyrocket your personal growth. So I am glad that we included that one in the course as well.
Mm.
So, okay, that was about the course. So definitely make the most until Friday. The early bird the price will go up from Friday. So make the most of that. And as well, if you sign up in the next 48 hours, you get the VIP offer for free. All right. So there's going to be a link below if this is something that resonates with you. Now, to answer questions. So we had a question in regards to, actually, that's something relating to what you just said, that people go from one extreme to the other, that we are there going into, okay, I've been burned out and I don't want to do this anymore, and this was too much. And then we go to the other extreme of, I just want to be flowy all the time. And artistic and expressive. And how do we merge the two? Because a lot of people go into I don't trust the masculine anymore, right? Because like that masculine energy is what created the burnout state. This is what created the overwhelm, and I don't want to go into that anymore, and I don't trust that anymore. So, Yudita, how about you kind of just share a little bit briefly about how would one overcome that? Because it's something that you've recently broken through. So, what would you advise to somebody like that?
Mm.
I'm just like, I feel like I don't trust the masculines, like taking me, like I'm afraid to go into that burnout state again.
Yeah, first of all, I would bring the awareness for
Mm.
you to be aware that this is actually how you feel, that you have the resistance toward the masculine, towards doing, or towards the feminine, towards being, and being in that feminine energy.
Mm.
And why does it trigger you? Why is it, for you triggering? Why do you not feeling that it's could be you, or this is you as well? Because we, of course, both of, like, men and women, we both have feminine and masculine side. We just learn how not to, how not to be in a harmony with both sides.
Mm.
Fortunately, during the growing when you're growing up, you
The
just learn.
formative years, yeah.
Yeah, you just learn from your parents, teachers, whoever around you, society, how not to really take advantage of those sides and, like, be in a harmony with them. And unfortunately, um, this is not how it's supposed to be, and this is not how it works, and it doesn't have to be that way forever. So awareness of actually knowing that this is how you feel.
Hmm. And I love that you said just the allowing, because I feel like that's such a big piece. First of all, of because we go into, right, when it's something, oh gosh, I don't even want to use that word toxic, or negative. And then we go into, oh, I gotta fix this about myself. Like, I feel there's this fear, so I gotta fix this fear. And instead of the fixing, can we be there with? Can we welcome that and, like, okay, I'm feeling fear right now. Can I sit with that? Can I, instead of rejecting that emotion, can I allow it, and can I actually allow it to expand within me? And this is one that people are terrified to go into. And again, I mean, this is the power of, why we created the whole course, because when you have someone guiding you through this, it's a completely different experience. I actually can't imagine doing this on my own if I had to. Be just feel that, that fear that you're trying to avoid, just surrender to it and feel it. Like, I can't imagine going through that on my own without teachers, like I have. But it's that invitation of being aware and allowing that feeling to expand instead of rejecting it. Like, can that be okay right now? And from that place, as much as your ego will tell you the opposite, it's like, no, if you surrender to it, you'll be stuck there forever. When you surrender to that, to, okay, this is just what's coming up right now. What if for the rest of my life, I'm just going to be afraid to, I'm never going to be productive because I'm afraid of burning out? From that place of surrendering into that, that's actually when the solution comes. That's actually when that courage comes. It's actually when that feeling of safety towards the masculine energy, feminine energy, whatever it is that you're trying to work with, that's where it comes. So it comes from that accepting rather than rejecting. Yeah.
Beautiful. I
All
believe
right.
I had
Yeah.
I believe I had another question, but I can't find it.
Oh, okay. It's like, it was so
Sorry.
important.
Yeah, but feel free to type the questions down below and we will answer
Yeah, we
them.
can create videos as well around that.
Mm.
There's one more in regards to body connection. What if I feel so disconnected from my body? Now, we had several questions come in, and we made video. There are videos that are coming out every Thursday that we do answer some questions there. Disconnection from the body. Now, again, this is something that we go so deeply into the course. I know that for me, I didn't even know what it was to be connected to my body. And this is one of those things, like, after you experience it, you're like, oh, that's insane. Like, that's so deep. It's just like meditation, right? If somebody tells you, it's like, it's good for you, just sit with your eyes closed. You're like, I don't feel like that's going to transform my life. But then you actually experience it and you're like, whoa, right? So this is the same thing, the body connection. Where do we start when we feel disconnected from the body? And actually, Judita, do you want to go into why we create that disconnection? Why do we feel it's lacking masculine? Yeah. I want to address that comment in a little bit, but let's go into first the body and the disconnection from the body, because it's really, that is the feminine energy, that is the feeling. So why
Yeah.
do we numb out? Why do we not want to feel the body? Can you go into that a little bit?
Because it's too painful. It's too painful, and we don't want to feel all these emotions because we didn't, like, nobody taught us how to feel them. Everyone only keeps telling you be happy, but no one really tells you how to be angry, how to be upset, how to be sad. And everyone is trying to, since the childhood, to, like, you to avoid these feelings.
Mm.
Stop crying, don't yell at me, don't do this. And we just simply don't know how to do this, and that's why we start like stuffing everything in, and we just like stuff it until it's full, and we need to empty it. And
And the
with that,
stuffing isn't going anywhere. It's like as much as we think it goes, it's not going anywhere. It's getting stuck in the
where
body.
yes, and in that
Yeah.
process, while we are actually doing it, we even stop breathing. We stop breathing, and we just start like, just shrinking. It's like your body is like going into there. That's why also like lots of like, neck problems, back problems we have because
Shoulders. Yeah. Carrying the weight of the world. Yeah. Yeah.
you can just see it even now on your body. Are you really like open, to receive, or are you just like closed? No, 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 I don't agree with all that. Just
Mm.
notice your body language, and your body knows what to do. Your body knows, like, it basically is talking to you all the time. If you are willing to see it, if you are willing to listen to your body. Yes. So what did I
As
want to
you were
say?
talking, I actually want to go, as you were saying that, I was like, geez, I actually want to go into the whole how one side is masculine, one side is feminine. You can really feel where your disconnection is, but that's too deep of a topic for this. We are covering that in the course.
Mm,
That you can feel where your resistance is, whether it's to the receiving or to the giving energy. Yeah, absolutely. So to somebody who's there, I'm feeling numb and just disconnected from my body. Here as well, I would recommend awareness and like loving yourself for the fact that I forgive myself for stuffing all of that in for years. I forgive
mm,
myself for being disconnected from my feelings. I forgive myself that it was easier to avoid than to bring to surface and to experience. And also just loving yourself for the fact that as a child, right? Because a lot of these things accumulated early on. You didn't have the cognitive ability to feel things and to kind of put things in boxes. You were hoping that the adults would teach you that, but a lot of us didn't have that because the adults around us didn't know how to do it either, right? Um, so just acknowledging yourself for just I did the best that I knew how because I didn't have the tools, right? And that is a normal practice. Just your mind did the best that it knew how. So loving, acknowledging yourself for that, and understanding that right now that pattern of stuffing isn't serving anymore because there comes a point of like but nothing else fits because your body, and again there's comes this point where the pain actually, the emotions, sorry, solidify in the body, and that comes out as physical pain and physical symptoms. um, but just acknowledging yourself that I did the best that I knew how, because there's a lot of judgment, especially I'm working with people who have like physical symptoms, and the going into it's like, well, why did I create this for myself? It's like, can you just love the fact that this is a message for you and this is an invitation, and not hating yourself for doing that. Like you didn't know any better, and not beating yourself up for it. So we're taking personal responsibility rather than blame, because it all comes back to self-love. And oh, again, this is something we're covering in the course, but I do want to just introducing some body practices. Like a lot of some clients that I work with, like doing this, putting one hand on the solar plexus and one hand on the heart. This is too much. It's like, whoa, this is too much connection. Like I'm uncomfortable doing that. So just, are you comfortable with this? Like, are you comfortable giving yourself a hug? I know that in a lot of sessions, like this as well, like I just needed to feel that like I'm safe and I'm connected. Um, this is really a powerful practice as well. So just
mm,
feeling your body a little bit more, rubbing your hands together. This is one that I do a lot when I do guided meditations, because the hands are the extensions of the heart. So feeling the heat from your palms, feeling the energy in between, and just moving. Those are all powerful practices. So just being patient with yourself, that it served you at some point to disconnect from your body, to numb out, and now you're there's the intention of wanting to move towards that connection, and just taking the time with that. Yeah.
mm. Beautiful.
I
Anna, what do
do
you so yeah, answer that question
I
we
do
had there?
want to, yeah, it was a comment because it was such a good comment. I love it that um in society that is sick because of its lack of masculinity, and here is, so I want to address two things in this one. Um a lot of us go into what is wrong, and remembering that the way we speak about people outside of us, about circumstances outside of us, is how our subconscious speaks to us about us. So the importance of the language that is being used, this is just something that I point out all the time with my one-on-one clients. Um, uh, and Abraham, actually, Esther Hicks speaks about this a lot as well. That was a difficult lesson to learn. That for us to see that someone else is in alignment, they're doing something wrong, we have to be out of alignment as well. that when we see flaw in another. So when we say those general things such as, well, this is wrong, or, society's flawed, that actually points to our own disconnection. So being really careful here how what the energy is, what we're putting out, because that comes back to us. So when we're going into, it's like, well, I have to be mindful of my words, or like to be kind to another. You're not doing that for another person. You're doing it for yourself, because you know that your subconscious is going to recycle all of that and throw it right back at you. So I do want to put that first, that you can be aware of what the opportunities for growth, I'm going to say it like that, not flaws, but opportunities for growth. And at the same time, wanting to tune in, where's the abundance that I see. So this too, it's just like we said, the third step is embodiment. And this is as well what we're covering in the course. Actually, this is the third level, that I'm not going to share what it is, but it's going deep into that. And this is part of it, that that embodiment of, are you embodying the energy of abundance, or are you embodying the energy of lack? So when we're pointing out flaws in everything, is that abundance or is that lack, right? And now with that said, the masculine energy, absolutely. And I would say that it's the balanced masculine, the feminine, just that's what we are called to embody more of. And really, I mean, anywhere, and Judita, I would love to hear your take on this, but I feel like anywhere where we see, like I said, flaws or opportunities for expansion and evolution, it's really an invitation for us. I know that this is something that I teach my kids as well. It's like, well, they're annoying me. I'm like, okay, where are you doing that? Where is it that your invitation of like, did I show up as that in my life? I don't like that. I'm not going to do that. So I feel like whenever we are getting triggered, it's an invitation for us to go within. Where is my masculine not healthy? Where is it that? Because it's easy to point fingers, right? Say, well, they should be doing this, they should be doing that. And when we actually look at ourselves, we're only triggered by that because we ourselves are not embodying that. Judita, what is your take on that?
Yeah, that's really beautiful. I actually just had a conversation with a man who is doing, like, men's circles and men's
Mm,
work the weekend, and it was just so beautiful because we were both like sharing like both sides, and he said one interesting thing, that men actually at this stage don't know where they are actually standing. The masculine energy was
mm,
just like
yeah.
so aggressive, or like, that there is a lot of from the feminine side of the world, like from the feminine, from the women, they are actually blaming the men for everything what happened, how it is, and that they actually right now are in the position of like that, of not knowing where they stand in all this, and that's what's like what they should do and what's required of them. And it was such a beautiful conversation between him and me, because I actually realized I was like that too. I was blaming the man for everything what happened to me. I was blaming the masculine energy, that it's actually like all their fault. And I wasn't really looking into that. Maybe 1% in the world, which is still there, which is actually in my partner, that healthy masculine energy, which is actually able to be there and hold the space for me
Mm.
and exist, is that I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. It was like I was blind. I couldn't see it, that it was around me, not only in the men, but in other aspects of my life. And
It was the masculine within you,
yes, I
right?
just didn't
Yeah.
see it in me. Yeah, so that's just what I
I
wanted to
was
share.
totally that place as well. And this is something that, yeah, whenever we are disconnect, whenever we feel that in regards to the opposite sex, like if it's like, it's all men's fault, where is that disconnection from the masculine within you? It's also for other men as well. A lot of men are intimidated by other men. It's like, where is that? How do you feel with your own masculine energy? How rooted and grounded are you in your power? And it's safe for women when women are there, distrusting of men. And I mean, I totally had that. I'm like, I'm only gonna trust people, men when they prove that they're trustworthy. And it was really, it's like it was my own disconnection from my own masculine, because when I'm grounded in my masculine, I'm like, I trust because I am trust. And that's also the groundness in that feminine energy, but that's a deeper topic. Um, so when we're triggered by, either a woman triggered by a man, it's like, can you check your own relationship with your own masculine energy? And same with women, where God knows I had this one. Like when I first started, and I shared this many times on here, I didn't want to work with women because I felt like emotions were messy and they were whiny. And like I didn't want to work with women. And it was because I was myself very disconnected from my feminine. It was like the feminine energy is messy and it's too emotional and it's just, no, you know? And again, it was all within me. So when I did that work, when I connected to my feminine, I loved women. I love working with women now. I mean, we're creating a course. I'm here creating a course with you specifically for women, and really understand the power of the feminine energy. So basically, what I'm pointing out here is that whenever we are triggered, whatever we're triggered by, it's an invitation to look inward. Where is your own disconnection with your own masculine? What is your own disconnection with your own feminine? And I guarantee you that when you clear that block, those things outside of you do not trigger you anymore. All right, so we are now over an hour. So how about we wrap this up? We thank you so much for watching. Again, please make the most of the offer. The early bird for the Confident and Connected Woman course ends on Friday. There will be the link in the description. And yeah, if you sign up in the 48 hours, then you get the VIP offer for free, which is a session with me and then another session with Judita.
Thank you.
Thank you.